I would like to welcome you all for joining His Holiness Chandamali Maharaj's online class and discourses. Thank you all for joining. A very warm welcome to you. My humble obeisances to you all. So today's class will be given by Her Grace Sridevi Mataji. Unfortunately, Maharaj is not available to join the call, but Her Grace has accepted to do a very wonderful class on the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. Hare Krishna Mataji, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, dear Dinanath Prabhu, and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis online. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev. My topic today is the exalted qualities of Prahlad Maharaj.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 4, verse 31 and 32.
You want me to open that verse, Mataji?
Yes, please.
So, just a moment, Mataji. Let me.
We'll start with the invocation while you do that.
Yeah, so what is the
Om
verse?
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So, as Dinanath Prabhu said, Guru Maharaj is at the foothills of Govardhan, and today I believe he's in Vrindavan. He called, or rather his servant called, to inform me that Guru Maharaj is not going to be available to give the class. So, would I please go ahead and give class? And I remember that Maharaj had told Srimati these few days it'll be difficult for him to give class, but not to touch the Srimad Bhagavatam verses which he's on. So therefore, I chose this particular verse. In case you're wondering why we are not going in sequence, this is the reason. Yes, so I have chosen this very beautiful chapter and verse which talks about the glorious, exalted qualities of this great devotee of the Lord who is considered an authority. Not just he's a great devotee, he's a Mahabhagavat. He's one of the 12 Mahajans. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara Kapila Manu, Prahlad Janaka Bhishma Balir Vyasaki Vayam. These are the 12 great souls and their authorities who are fit to speak on spiritual topics because they are pure, completely pure. And the knowledge they give is perfect, completely without blemish, because it is coming from the mouth of a pure devotee. That is why even Lord Chaitanya, he loved to hear again and again and again about two devotees. Who were they? Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj. They were only 5 years old, but they had attained the perfection of the human form of life. Therefore, we consider them our authorities, teachers. Okay. Brahmanya Sampanna Satya Sandojitendriyaha Atmavat Sarva Bhutanam Ekapriya Suritamaha Dasavat Sanatarangrihi Pitravat Dinavatsalaha Bhratravat Sadrishe Snigdho Gurushva Ishvara Bhavanaha Vidyatarupa Janmadhyo Manastambha Vivarjitaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The qualities of Maharaj Prahlad, the son of Hiranyakashipu, are described herewith. He was completely cultured as a qualified Brahmana, having very good character and being determined to understand the absolute truth. He had full control of his senses and mind. Like the super soul, he was kind to every living entity and was the best friend of everyone. To respectable persons, he acted exactly like a menial servant. To the poor, he was like a father. To his equals, he was attached like a sympathetic brother, and he considered his teachers, spiritual masters, and older god brothers to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was completely free from unnatural pride that might have arisen from his good education, riches, beauty, aristocracy, and so on. Purport. These are some of the qualifications of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is automatically a Brahmana because a Vaishnava has all the good qualities of a Brahmin. Shamodamastapa shaucham kshantir arjavam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. These are the qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Bhagavatam 18.42. These qualities are manifest in the body of a Vaishnava. Therefore, a perfect Vaishnava is also a perfect Brahmana, as indicated here by the words Brahmanya Shila Sampannaha. A Vaishnava is always determined to understand the absolute truth. And to understand the absolute truth, one needs to have full control over his senses and mind. Prahlad Maharaj possessed all these qualities. A Vaishnava is always a well-wisher to everyone. The six Goswamis, for example, are described in this way. Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo. They were popular with both the gentle and the ruffians. A Vaishnava must be equal to everyone, regardless of one's position. Atmavat. A Vaishnava should be like Paramatma. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Paramatma does not hate anyone. Indeed, he is in the heart of a Brahmana. But he is also even in the heart of a pig. As the moon never refuses to distribute its pleasing rays even to the home of a Chandal, a Vaishnav never refuses to act for everyone's welfare. Therefore, a Vaishnav is always obedient to the spiritual master, Arya. The word Arya refers to one who is advanced in knowledge. One who is deficient in knowledge cannot be called Arya. At the present, however, the word Arya is used to refer to those who are godless. This is the unfortunate situation of Kali Yuga. The word Guru refers to the spiritual master who initiates his disciple into advancement in the science of Krishna or Krishna consciousness, as stated by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Shri Bhagwan Mantropadeshake Gurav iti arthaha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजना सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते चंद्रमौली स्वामिनीति नामिने नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, we are seeing the wonderful qualities of Prahlad Maharaj, how equanimous he was towards everyone, how kind he was towards everyone, how respectful he was towards everyone, how sympathetic he was towards everyone, and how much in reverence he held the elders who he considered to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are the qualities of a perfect Vaishnav. It is said that the ornament of a Vaishnav is his Vaishnav etiquette. How he upholds Vaishnav etiquette. This is the jewel. This is the ornament of a Vaishnava. So Vaishnava is decorated with all good qualities. Why we say decorated? Because we don't buy, jewelry by the tons and try to decorate ourselves. The Vaishnava tries to acquire good qualities, and that is his decoration or her decoration. So that is why we say Prahlad Maharaj was decorated with all good qualities. Now, mind you, this is a very little boy, only 5 years old. How can he become so perfect? How did this happen? So let's go back to when he was in the womb of his mother. You see, his father was a great demon, Hiranyakashipu, and he wanted to have complete sway over everything. He wanted to become immortal. So for that, he decided to go and do severe tapasya and acquire this power. So while he was gone for many, many years, his kingdom was abandoned, his wife was abandoned, everyone was, just left like that. So the demigods, taking advantage, attacked the kingdom. And they were carrying away Kayadu, his wife, because their thinking was another big Asura is in the womb of this woman. We will capture her, keep her fugitive, keep her as a hostage. When she delivers the baby, we will kill the baby, and that will be that. But as they were carrying away Kayadu, helpless lady, Narad Muni came on the scene. And Narad Muni said, wait a minute. What are you trying to do here? And then he explained, this child is a great devotee of the Lord. So you cannot do this. You surrender her to me. I will take care of her till her husband returns. And so the demigods, being immediately obedient, they actually circumambulated Kayadu, because they realized that Narad Muni is saying there's a great devotee, then we have to offer respects to him. So they actually circumambulated Kayadu and left the scene. And Narad Muni then took her to his hermitage. And in a hermitage of a saintly, godly person like Narad Muni, what's going to happen? Constant chanting of the glories of the Lord. So constantly Vedic hymns were being vibrated in a very pleasing, very soothing, very peaceful, serene, calm environment. And Kayadu and the unborn baby in the womb were hearing everything. But Kayadu was more preoccupied with thinking when my husband will come back, and she was anxious about her baby. So she was more absorbed in thoughts of her husband and her child, and she was not so very attentive to the classes, to the instructions of Narad Muni. But the baby in the womb, who is Prahlad, was very attentively listening to the words coming from the lotus mouth of Narad Muni. And so, by the time he came out of the womb, he was a perfect devotee, completely pure, and fully fixed in pure devotional service. Nothing could sway him, nothing could move him. In fact, when he was told by Hiranyakashipu, why are you doing all this? He said, just like iron filings are helplessly attracted by a magnet, what can I do? I'm helplessly attracted to my Lord. I'm his servant. I can do nothing else except serve him. And Prahlad Maharaj was completely absorbed in the bliss of remembering Krishna. He did not care for anything else. And even though he was being tortured in so many ways, Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him, he was not moved even a little bit. His complete focus was fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord. He was absorbed in remembrance of the Lord. In fact, he would sometimes laugh, he would sometimes cry, he would sometimes become very still. He was completely lost in love of Krishna. This is the hallmark of the pure devotee of the Lord. Material energy does not touch him or her. So this is actually our natural position. But because we have been so entangled in the spirit material energy for so many millions of lifetimes, we are still preoccupied with the things of this world. But our real position is to be eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge and completely lost in love of God. That is our real position. That is our actual position, to be like that. And Prahlad Maharaj had attained that. You can see how the qualifications of a pure devotee is described. He was very enthusiastic to speak about the Lord in spite of so many impediments, and he was fearless. Even the demigods would fear to come before Hiranyakashipu. Even a movement of his eyebrows was enough to send them scurrying for cover. But Prahlad Maharaj was fearless. Even though he was the son of a demon, and the demon's program was to establish that I am Vishnu, there's no other Vishnu, everybody worship me. When he was asked to say by his teachers Shanda and Amarka, who had prepared him nicely to present him before his father, and the father affectionately took him on his lap and said, "My dear son, please tell me what is the most important thing that you have learnt in school." Prahlad Maharaj started speaking pure Krishna conscious philosophy. I have learned that it is a waste of time to be entangled in the material energy. It is better to go to the forest, then sink deeper and deeper into this dark well called Griha Andhakupam, materialistic household life. It is better to go to the forest, my dear father. You think Hiranyakashipu was pleased with this? No way. He said, "Ha! Who is spoiling the mind of my child like this? The enemy has come in some disguise and they're polluting my child's mind. Shanda and Amarka, make sure that you're teaching him proper Asura philosophy." So the teachers hastily took him away, chastising him, berating him, scolding him, threatening him, and they again tried to fill his brains with diplomacy, enemy, friend, how to divide and conquer, how to take advantage of others, how to exploit others, how to be cruel and hold sway over others. All these nonsense things which are Ashuric qualities they were trying to teach Prahlad, but Prahlad was unmoved. And again, when they presented Prahlad, again the father asked, and what did Prahlad say? Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasari. So he started talking about the 9 limbs of bhakti. What are the 9 limbs of bhakti? Who can tell me? Anybody wants to try? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Right? Yes, these are the 9 processes of bhakti. And this is what Prahlad Maharaj spoke. He spoke and told his father. Father was furious and immediately decided this fellow must be finished. And he tried in so many ways. We have heard about it. He threw him into a pit of vipers, poisonous snakes. He threw him over a very high cliff, and he told the Asuras to throw boulders after that to make sure that they crush his little boy. Then he got him thrown in front of mad elephants who were on the rampage. Then he got Holika, his sister, to try and burn him, but in fact she got burned. Then he sent demons with tridents, spears, lances, swords to try and kill him, but nothing happened to Prahlad Maharaj. And as for Prahlad Maharaj, he was simply absorbed. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's all. He didn't even care what was happening around him because he was completely absorbed in thoughts of the Lord and how to worship him, how to remember him, how to please him. This was all that Prahlad Maharaj was thinking because he's a pure devotee. He's completely off the material platform. He has taken complete shelter of the Lord, and the Lord, therefore, is giving him complete protection. This is the point we must understand. When we take complete shelter of Krishna, Krishna will take complete care of us. Unfortunately, we still think, Krishna, you don't really understand me so well. Okay. I think I know how to take care of myself. So we don't let him. He wants to take care of us, but we don't let him because we think we know better. But the pure devotee has taken complete shelter of Krishna and therefore he is fearless. He doesn't care about his body, is anything. Why? Because he knows he is not the body. Bodily platform means fearfulness. And bodily consciousness to Krishna consciousness means fearlessness. So Prahlad was a heroic preacher. He didn't care about Shanda, Marka, what they were saying, what they were doing. And in fact, every chance he got, he propagated Krishna consciousness by preaching to his little school friends. The school friends would call him, please come, play with us. And Prahlad Maharaj would say, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Every minute should be used in service of the Lord. Already so many years of the human life are wasted in sleeping and boyhood, in youth, in invalidity, old age, etc. So why waste any more time? Take to Krishna consciousness, my dear friends, and make your life successful. This is how Prahlad Maharaj was preaching to his friends at the tender age of 5. And then he was preaching to Hiranyakashipu also, as we said. And Hiranyakashipu was astonished. Nothing was working. He couldn't kill his son. So he said, where do you get your strength from? And Prahlad Maharaj said, the source of my strength, which is also the source of your strength, is the same. The source of strength for everyone, my Lord Vishnu. And finished. Hiranyakashipu was infuriated. What? You're taking the name of my enemy. And Prahlad Maharaj very calmly answered, my dear father, your enemy is your own mind. And this is true for all of us, isn't it? How much the mind tortures us. Huh? It is our own enemy. Uncontrolled mind is our most difficult challenge, isn't it? Mind goes all over the place. But that is why we are encouraged to read, hear, understand, take lessons from the life of Prahlad Maharaj, who is an exemplary devotee because he has attained the perfection of life. And why do we want to hear from the great devotees? Because these are the 6 principles of pure devotional service. Who can tell me? Utsaha, Dhairyat, Nischat, Tattat, Karma, Pravartanat. Then what is that? Sango, Tyagat, Sato, Vritte, Sadbir, Bhakti, Prasiddhati. What does that mean? 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service are enthusiasm. Let's go to that particular verse. Nectar of Instruction, verse 3. Dinanath Prabhu. Being enthusiastic, being patient, being confident. There we go. Endeavoring with confidence, being patient, acting according to regulative principles such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, remembering, abandoning the association of non-devotees, and following in the footsteps of previous acharyas. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj is one of the great souls. Like we said in the beginning, he's one of the Mahajans. He's one of the Mahajans, and therefore, Srila Prabhupada also says to us, follow in the footsteps of the great souls. Why? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, navai vidur rishayo napi devaha, na siddha mukhya asura manushya, puto nu vidyadhara charanadaya. This is from 6.3.19, which I have kept in front of me because I wanted to read out to you. And then Swayambhu Narad Shambhu, which was the verse I quoted. And these principles of religion are initiated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and no one else, including sages and demigods, can manufacture such principles. Since even great sages and demigods are unauthorized to inaugurate such principles of religion, what to speak of others such as mystics, demons, human beings, vidyadhars, charanas? Only 12 personalities. You ready to hear? Brahma, Narada, Lord Shiva, Kumar, Kapil, Manu, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, Bhishma, Bali, Shukadev Goswami, and Yamaraj are agents of the Lord authorized to speak and propagate the principles of religion. So Prahlad Maharaj is one of the great souls who teaches by example how to take full shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because this is also the ultimate instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. What does Krishna say? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. See how much assurance Krishna is giving us. Do not hesitate, do not worry, do not fear. Just surrender unto me, and I will absolve you of all the sinful reactions of so many millions, billions, billions, millions of lifetimes. Huh? Isn't this wonderful? I think it is. I think it's very wonderful. And we are encouraged, therefore, to surrender to the Lord. Supposing, just to give you a very crude example, you've accumulated a lot of debt. You've used your credit cards and you have millions of dollars in debt, and you're holding your hands and worrying, oh my God, how am I going to make the payments? The interest itself is so high. Why did I spend so much? And someone comes along and say, hey, I'm your well-wisher. I'm your benefactor. I have got all the money in the world. Tell me, what check can I write out so that all your debts are gone? You will be like, wow, really? Please write. I have accumulated debts of $10,350,000. Can you please write? Yes, here it is. And here, finished. All your debts are wiped out. You'll be jumping for joy, wouldn't you? Now just think, all the sinful reactions for so many lifetimes. We have to pay the price for all that for many, many more lifetimes. But Krishna says, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Absolved. You are absolved of all these criminal acts which you have done. I will take care of it. You will get a reaction, but it's a very tiny reaction. Supposing you had committed murder in this lifetime, you have to pay with your life. But instead of that, you'll just get a small cut on your finger. Krishna will reduce it so much. Prabhupada explained this. So we can be assured that Krishna is all merciful, all loving, all compassionate, all kind, and he only wants one thing, for us to come back home to him. So we must try, isn't it? With all our heart, soul, words, body, intelligence, everything we have, let us try to make this life perfect in this very lifetime and go back home, back to Godhead, where every word is a song, every step is a dance, every day is a festival, and the beauty and the love and the joy and the happiness of serving Krishna and serving and lovingly one another never ends, which is the eternal spiritual world. So thank you very much for listening patiently. We can open up for comments, questions, corrections,
Thank you.
criticisms, whatever you like.
Thank you, Mataji, for enthusiastically relating the devotees' characters, and he's a Mahajan, so thank you very much for explaining it very nicely. So we can open up for question and answers. You can raise your hand or you can ask a question in the chat window. If you're not able to relate, I can then relate if you're not able to do that. Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu, you already have a question. Please go ahead.
My humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to you for giving today's class.
Please accept mine, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our wonderful Guru Maharaj.
So in today's class, you actually mentioned it twice, so it must be most important. About first time you said Prahlad taking complete shelter, and then later you said full shelter. So my question is, what is the best advice for taking complete shelter?
Yeah, very nice question. Very nice question. We are always told, take full shelter, take complete shelter. But how do we do it? Because we are busy taking shelter of all these things of this world, we still don't understand what is full shelter. Oh, let me check. Oh, I have enough here. Oh, okay, that is it. But full shelter means understanding there is no other shelter but the lotus feet of the Lord. We are still depending on fallible soldiers such as money, relatives, house, bank balance, position, power, prestige, car, my next vacation. We are still taking shelter in the material energy, but these are called fallible soldiers. They are not going to give us any real protection. Ultimately, at the time of death, the only protection we have is the grace and mercy of Guru and Krishna. To the extent we are remembering Krishna, to that extent we are Krishna conscious. So how do we reach there? There is a formula. Replace a bad material habit with a good spiritual habit. Surrender is a process. It's not a, I'm surrendered. It's not like that. It's a minute to minute, day by day, week to week. I mean, constantly we must be moving towards Krishna. Constantly we must be endeavoring to perfect our life in Krishna consciousness. Constantly we must be introspecting and working on ourselves to see, where am I going wrong? In what way can I improve? Why am I getting stuck? What am I doing again and again, which is not beneficial? So devotee is very conscious, cautious. Then we can become Krishna conscious. So again, like I said, it is a process. Supposing we have a bad habit of procrastination. This is not good for our spiritual life. But how can we give it up? We have to try. Every time an opportunity comes to delay something, oh no, I have to do that again. Oh no. Tell ourselves, no, this is not good for my spiritual life. This is not good for my material life either. Let me try to overcome this habit just this once. Let me do this thing on time. Just this once. And by taking that little baby step and seeing the outcome, we feel, oh wow, that was so, rewarding. Everyone was relieved that I came on time, I delivered my, discourse on time, or whatever it is. And the beneficial effects of that particular act will percolate to other areas of our lives. So we feel encouraged to keep going in that direction. Why? Because when we take one step towards Krishna, he takes many, many steps towards us. So it's a process. It's not a, like this. But at the same time, Srila Prabhupada does explain, if you wish, within 1 minute you can surrender and say, Krishna, I'm yours. Whatever you like, you do with me. I want to simply become your surrendered servant, which is Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's prayer. He said, whatever that is required to bring me to full surrender and enhance my service to Srila Prabhupada, let it happen. And whatever needs to be taken away, let it happen. But then you must be prepared for the consequences. So Maharaj says, don't make that prayer unless you are ready for the consequences. Because Krishna will say, oh, really? All right. And he'll tear out everything in your life. That time, no point crying. So we have to be very mindful, very careful, very cautious, and keep praying to Krishna, saying, please bring me to the... I made that prayer. I don't know whether it was foolish, stupid, rash. I don't know what it was. I said, whatever the price, Krishna, please bring me to the point of full surrender. And from then on, Krishna has been tormenting me ever since. But, something by Guru Maharaj's mercy, I understand that, yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's not nice. It's very, very challenging. But, hey, it's bringing me closer to Krishna, which is what I want. I may not be able to make it fully, but at least I'm proceeding in the right direction. You see? So that's my 2 cents. It may not satisfy you fully. If someone else would like to add something or say something, feel free to jump in and help our God brother here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Haribol.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, and all
Please
glories
accept
to
mine. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Haribol.
all
Good to
glories to
see
you,
you and
Mataji.
hear from you.
You too. Hare Krishna, all the devotees. I hope you're all having a nice day. I hope you're having a blessed day and a nice morning or afternoon. Just to add to that, Mataji, I've spoken to another couple of devotees about what I'm going through. But in this example of Prahlad Maharaj, which I've taken very personally, this story, especially after watching the animated cartoon, and because it gives so much detail on Prahlad himself. And how sweet is he? Have you seen it? Oh, you just want to kiss him and hug him. He's just so cute, isn't he? Very, very sweet. And what he taught me was, as you said, full surrender. Now, what I would like to add to that, and this is something I've applied. I talk to my deities, and we all talk to our deities, don't we? We all like, how are you doing this? But when I say talk to your deities, don't talk to them just like in awe and reverence. Connect your relationship with him or her or Radharani, whoever that may be. And your relationship should be, it will come to you. As you worship more and your bhava increases and your relationship increases, that relationship will come to you, whether it be a friend or a husband or a wife or, your mother or father, it'll come to you. Now, for me personally, Jagannath Ji at home, I have Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, Gauranitai, I have many deities, but Jagannath is my friend. He's a very good friend of mine. I love him dearly. He's my Lord and Master. But in this process, and I'm talking about Prabhuji's question as well, how do we do that? Is build that relationship with Krishna. Build that relationship. Talk to him, say, Krishna, I really need help here. And sometimes if you've built that relationship, so, I'm not going to speak to you tomorrow if you don't help me. No, because that's your loving relationship with the Lord. And you will hear him in your mind and heart. You will hear him. He'll give you the answer. Now, many years ago, I used to experience this. Jagannath used to do funny things with me. He slapped me once in my face when I was sleeping, because I was sleeping next to him. Like, go in your room. I had it. Big slap. I felt it. Hurt for like an hour, but I had it. But I didn't have that relationship. I lost it. I lost it somehow. Only recently it came back. Only recently it came back. Sorry, yes, Mataji? You
Yeah,
wanted to
I'm
say?
listening. I'm listening.
Yeah. Only recently it came back. Why I'm bringing this to the table is because I think Srila Prabhupada once said, you don't pray enough, devotees. You don't ask the Lord for help. You do your japa, you do your service, but do you speak to the Lord and say, my Lord, really, this is bugging me. I need your help. I need your support. And by doing that again and again and again and keep speaking, then suddenly the answers will come to you. For example, my Lord, what do you want today? Do you want an orange or an apple? The answer will come. Can you offer this to him? So similarly, when that relationship is built and you build it and build it and build it throughout the years, that's where that help comes from. That's where you get that support from. So I'm a very neophyte grihasta that has no education, no nothing. I just trying to figure it out. But what I do know is my Lord is very merciful and he's there. And I just need to really listen to him and take his instruction through our Guru Maharaj.
Very nice. Very well said, Prabhu. Yes. And, Krishna Kaviraj Das has a very personal relationship. Don't you worry. You should see him singing and dancing and
I know he does. I
frolicking
know
like
he
a
does.
little Gopa boy.
Yeah,
in Kirtan.
I can imagine that. I can see that already by just how he presents himself. He's lost in translation. He's gone. But I just thought I'd add that from my perspective. Like, talk to the deities, talk to your lordship, speak to them, build that relationship. They'll make you cry, they'll make you laugh, and so on.
Yeah.
But I think you are right. Also, just want to finish off on saying, when you whimsically say, "My Lord, I'm here. Come on, I want to be your servant," the Lord will start taking it all away.
Yeah, it's not pretty when that happens, but he actually brings you to a place of detachment. You actually get more detached from the material energy. That is so true. Yeah, very nice. So is that satisfying to you, Krishna Kaviraj Prabhu?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it to work faster, though.
You're very eager to go back to Krishna, huh?
I want to go for the one where you said in a moment.
Sorry?
I want the formula for changing in a moment.
In a moment,
Yes.
surrender to Krishna. Well, you can say to Guru Maharaj, I want to fully surrender to you. What do I have to do? And Guru Maharaj will say, all right, come on, start preaching. Come on with me and go around the world, start preaching. Give up everything else. Throw yourself full time into preaching, like Janakinath Prabhu. Are you ready? That's full surrender. Think about it. Okay, next, anybody else?
Just a comment, Mataji, about the surrenders and you saying to leave Krishna to play a role in our lives. I was in Vrindavan, and one of the devotees there who was taking us around, he was saying that we tend to plan our lives so meticulously. We want like this should be like this. Like his view was, I mean, his comment was, you try to plan so much, you're not leaving anything for Krishna to do in your life. You just want to have an expected outcome of what you want to get an outcome of. And then he was laughing to say, just mess up your life so much, and then tell Krishna, look, now you solve it because it's all messed up now, and let him take control of it rather than you trying to figure it yourself all the time.
Right, yeah. Ekachakra asked this question. I think it was in the disciples meeting. She said, Guru Maharaj, what can I do to fully surrender and serve you? Guru Maharaj looked at him and said, give up your job and start preaching. So I'm just repeating Guru Maharaj's words. And then immediately he said, but please don't take this as an instruction. So it wasn't like he was, saying, do this. He was just presenting that as an option. So what Guru Maharaj wants us to do is to get more and more absorbed in Krishna consciousness, more and more absorbed in the spiritual energy so that we are less subjected to the kleshas of the material energy. For some, it may be preaching. For some, it may be staying home and doing something, that he wants. I don't know. For everyone, it's different. I just threw it out there, Krishna Kaviraj. Please don't take anything I said seriously. I'm just, being a little, playful. That's all. Ballavan Nitai Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jai Sri Nityananda, and all Vaishnavas everywhere.
Please accept mine. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis everywhere. I like that.
Listening to the positive or the qualities of Prahlad this morning, very timely in my life. And I just, I experiencing the loss of important people in your life and that sort of thing, it happens too frequently to me. And as I grow in my Krishna consciousness, my ability to interpret what's happening to me is changing. And so, the events in my life, be they painful or good, I try to keep a more detached. I'm learning to do that all the time, to keep a more detached response to these things. Is it just that I'm not absorbed enough, or I need to practice more, that the pain of detachment of some of these material humans or situations, losing them or having them go awry, I interpret it as good, because that must be what Krishna wants for my life, to remove these people. But the pain, the agony of the loss still remains. I interpret it differently, but the pain remains. How do I Krishnaize that? Or what do I do? Do you have any realization, Mataji, or some way to handle the pain of loss even while interpreting it as positive? That's my question.
Right. Yes, this is one of the most difficult things, very, very difficult, because our close, intimate relationships mean a lot to us. They, even to some extent, define who we are. We live in relationship with that person. I'm so and so's wife, I'm so and so's husband, I'm so and so's child, I'm so and so's brother, etc., etc. So the loss of a loved one, a very close loved one, is a very big emotional shock, because we have derived some emotional sustenance, nourishment, something from that relationship. So a loss of a significant relationship is one of the most difficult life stressors, especially the loss of a partner. That is on the scale of life stressors. The death or divorce or separation from a loved one is one of the highest life stressors, and sends shockwaves reverberating throughout our psyche. So it's never going to be easy, because it's very deep. We are deeply attached to that person. There's a lot of loving connection with them. And so when that person is torn out of our life, it's like a huge vacuum. There's a big hole in the heart that's bleeding. How do you fill that hole? It's very, very difficult. And that's when we need the loving comfort of our God family, our God brothers, our God sisters, our extended God families, because we are just reeling from that shock. We have, literally been punched, and we are like groping around, trying to just get back to our feet. So who will gently help us back to our feet are those who care about us, those who understand that pain, those who have gone through it before, and those who know how difficult it is. It's not easy. So only those who have that life experience, who have some wisdom, who have some empathy, who have compassion, who have some maturity, can help you through that storm by telling you, don't worry. Yes, the pain is intense, but it will get better. Hang in there. Krishna is going to fill up that hole in your heart with his love. Krishna never takes away something without giving something better. When we go through pain, Krishna will make sure there's gain. He will change your tears to laughter. He will turn your loss into gain. He will change your defeat into victory. Believe me, it will happen. It will take some time. It will take some time, and you will need emotional support of a loving God family over there where you are in Detroit, Michigan. You will be needing to reach out to those who are, mature in their Krishna consciousness, and who can help you when the lows hit you. You need to be able to just pick up a phone or walk across and sit with them and say, I just need someone to hold my hand and tell me it's going to go away, it's going to get better, bawl, cry, whatever we need to do. We can only be real with those who are very close to us and who can handle our emotions. So, you may even need therapy, you may need grief therapy, you may need help from a professional counselor. There's so many things, so many avenues are there. I'm just making some suggestions here. But most of all, you will need support from those who love you.
And so what I'm condensing from your nice reflections, Mataji, is at least in terms of the Krishna side of things, association.
Yes.
That, how does one grapple with material loss, but so association. I have a great relationship with the monks at the temple and such. I have great association with many pure devotees so I'll take advantage of that. But boy, the actual just pain of material reality sometimes it is overwhelming. And cleaving to Krishna more, that's obviously the sort of answer. But I just want to hear the reflection of, the thoughts of great souls. So thank you, Mataji. I appreciate it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We pray for your well-being, Prabhu, and we pray for all those wonderful devotees to always give you shelter, solace, comfort, hope, optimism, and good cheer, even as you're going through this tough time. You know what Radhanath Maharaj says about the redwood forest? Have you heard that?
No, Mataji.
He says the redwood forest trees, they're standing there for thousands of years, some of them, and they have withstood snowstorms, hailstorms, terrible winds, earthquakes, lightning, so many things. How do they do that? How do they withstand all the storms? And then the forest ranger was saying there are underground secrets, which I'm going to share with you. So he said, do you all know? So Maharaj ventured a reply. He said, maybe trees' roots go down very deep, and that's how they're able to stand strong. So this person said, no, the soil here is very loose. There's no deep roots. In fact, the roots spread out horizontally. But the roots of the tree intertwine with the roots of the next tree like this to make a permanent bond. That tree in turn has its roots intertwined with the next tree. So the tree is now supported and surrounded by the roots of his neighboring trees. You see? And in the end, the whole forest is interconnected by these strong bonds between the trees. And even new saplings and rootlings, they take shelter among these big roots and they are sheltered as they grow up. And so Maharaj says, now you are coming to understand the point I'm making. This is a metaphor for our life. We will be able to withstand those storms when we have those strong intertwining bonds of connection, so that when something hits me, my surrounding trees are there to support me, hold me up, keep me strong. You see? That is why we are having all these retreats, meetings, discussions, Shastra. Why? Because all this is practical application of Krishna conscious philosophy. We need each other. Radhanath Maharaj says at the end of the day, all we have is each other. That's all we have. So we need to build strong bonds of loving connection with each other so that we can be there for each other through the storms of life.
Very well.
Very well. Thank you. Nice question.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions, comments, realizations, dear devotees?
We have someone whom I don't know, Dinanath Prabhu. Perhaps maybe you know. We have Shruti Priya Sharada Devi Dasi.
I don't know, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to our daily Zoom class, normally given by His Holiness Chandramauli Swami. Today, unfortunately, Maharaj is a bit busy, but usually Maharaj is on this daily Zoom class.
Yeah, this is the second day, Mataji, I'm joining. I'm from
Very
India.
nice. Oh, very nice.
And associate of Srimati Devi Dasi.
Oh, very nice. Yes, Srimati is our God sister. Welcome to our God family, and very happy to
Thank
have
you
you
so much.
joining the daily class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Welcome. My
Hare
obeisances
Krishna,
to
Hare
you.
Krishna.
All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to our
Hare
Guru.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Danda Pranam, Mataji.
Pranams. Okay, anybody else have anything to say, to offer, to add, to change? Bhadra Purnima went through a very big storm in her life. She lost her beloved husband, and from what I could see, she really took shelter of Krishna. Am I right, Bhadra Purnima? Would you like to share some of the things that you think will be beneficial to us?
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All
Please
glories
accept
to
mine,
your
my dear
amazing
Bhadra Purnima.
service and amazing
All
Leela.
glories, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev, and all glories to my wonderful God sister.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
You covered so nicely everything, and I was just reflecting. And sometimes you feel like you just be by yourself and take your time and it will be all right. But at the end of the day, you do need association. Without that, there is no way. And you covered so beautifully, nicely.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can explain any better.
Well, you know, your example is always there for me whenever I think about how you have shouldered, you know, weathered that storm, how you've taken on the responsibility of your daughters, how you're carrying on serving the Krishna consciousness movement with your best capacity. Even in spite of such a huge reversal, it is not a small thing, it is a very big thing. So I was hoping, you know, that others also can understand from your example that yes, bad things will happen, very difficult, unexpected. This was complete shock. Nobody, you know, expected this to happen. We were even seeing Prabhu on the calls. He was asking such nice questions, and all of a sudden, bam, out of the blue. It's a very shocking thing. But by taking shelter, I can see Bhadra has really taken shelter of Guru Maharaj, of Krishna, of the process of bhakti of her daughters, and taking that solace and comfort from those who care about her, those who are close to her. I think the whole family has drawn closer and become more Krishna conscious just because of this.
Surely. We can see, you know, like you said, that being peasants to see how Krishna is turning into, we, at the moment, because we are in pain, we been heated so hard, so we only can feel the pain. We can't see any good in it. But there is no way Krishna leave us alone without better outcome.
Yes.
Of this. No way, for everyone, not just for us, for everyone. There is no way. That's for sure. We have to just remind ourselves, like Guru Maharaj once said, that when good things happens, we try to be grateful, but we have to always remember that, just try to remember Krishna is with me. No matter what time, what situation we are going through, just try to remember only that Krishna is with me.
Yeah.
And when we peasants, we can see glimpse of it, how he's playing really beautiful role in our life.
Hari Bol. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
you
you.
so much. My
Thank you.
obeisance. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for sharing, Mataji. So, any last moment questions, doubts, realizations? Hey, Mataji, if that's okay with your permission, is it okay to conclude today's class?
Yes, perfectly all right. My obeisances to every one of you. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. And I pray that if with your blessings and mercy, I hope to improve in my services to you. And if I have made any comments or may said something that has not, hurt you in some way, please forgive me. That's not the intention. I may not be so wise or learned like some of the great devotees, but I'm simply trying to follow the order of Guru Maharaj. So please forgive me for my shortcomings.
Thank you, Mataji. So
Thank
vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada